everyone, Steph here from thegoodride.com. We're here taking a look at the XSet 32 pan set from Sea to Summit. Anyway, so I cooked a few meals on this, made breakfast this morning, made dinner last night, boiled some water, throughout the week. I think it's a really cool compact camping pan set. I mean, the fact that it's this big and you get a pot that you can make pasta in, and you get a kettle that you can boil water in, which essentially is very similar to the pot, but you could have two things going at once. And then a little non-stick saute fry pan, whatever you want to call it. And it all comes in this very small, compact nesting size. So they all kind of nest in with each other, and there's things that like these kind of hold the whole set together. So it comes with a 1.3 liter kettle, 2.8 liter pot that you could like boil pasta or whatever in, and then it comes with kind of a medium to this size frying pan. It weighs 1 pound 12 ounces, so almost 2 pounds, but it does take up not that much space for as many things as you get. So let's take a look at what we get in here. So on the outside here we get the saute frying pan that has two handles right here. Comes out. And then on this layer we have these little things that flap up. The lid for the pot. Which really, I know that it works as a system, but I wish this lid fit on this pan also. But it doesn't. It just almost does. It'd be really cool if it did. Inside here we have our kettle. This is a 1.3 liter kettle. And here's the pot. And they all have measuring in here, so every line has a different measure. 2 cups, 4 cups, 6 cups, 8 cups. And then on this side it has liters, so it goes up to 2 liters is this line right here. So that's nice that it has measuring in there. This one also on the outside has the 2 cup, 3 cup. This is the max fill line for boiling. And then 4 cups there. And then on this side it has milliliters up to 1 liter right there. So let's start with the kettle. Pretty simple. It does boil water. So I used all these with my Jetboil. I have a little adapter where I can use pans on my Jetboil, and so I use that for all of them. They're not recommended for using on anything other than a camp stove. I was a little bummed out by that because I live in my van, and I think these would be great for van life pans, just really compact and lightweight cooking ware. You don't want the flame when you are cooking with them to go over and touch the silicone, understandable. So you want a somewhat small flame. So you can't use it on a really big stove. Specifically, they are made for camp stoves. I used it with my Jetboil, and this one worked great. It boiled water, it held enough. I would say these sizings are probably big enough for 2 people, definitely not more. Very comfortable for 1. Yeah, you get the little handles here. It pours nice. It's not hot either, so I could check on it and it doesn't get hot. And then with the lid, it's really easy to use. It's so simple, but it does work. The only thing that I would say with this one to be careful with is if you are picking it up, it takes some pressure, but it's not a whole lot. So if you are handling boiling liquid and you hit it, just given the structure of the silicone, you just want to make sure to handle it with care so you're not collapsing it and then spilling boiling water all over. But if you only fill up to here, that's actually not bad, so it's not going to probably spill out. So for the pot, I boiled some spaghetti in here yesterday. Made some pasta. It's a great size for, like I said, 1 or 2 people. This is a great size for making pasta, or you're making rice in there or whatever. Soup, chili, whatever it is you want to do. So it boiled nicely. And this lid comes with a pasta strainer on it. And so that worked really well too. The only thing that I couldn't figure out is I thought that maybe I needed to attach these little hooks, while I was cooking. That was almost impossible to do, and I actually tried it, and the pan collapsed like that on me, and I was a little scared, but no water came out. So just Again, if you are going to drain the pasta out, I would just say be very careful because it is the collapsible silicone, and if you push wrong, it could be disastrous. But as long as you're taking your time and being delicate with them, then it works great. But definitely a great little pot. And I love that they're silicone too because it makes for really easy cleaning. The nonstick cleaned up nice. I mean, I just had pasta in this one, but still cleaned up nice, and it was still easy to clean, and I like the silicone because it's easy to get food off of and clean up. And this is a great size too for doing dishes after. So it's like a perfect size for boiling water and, you know, doing the dishes in here. It kind of saves you from having to have another container of some sort. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, so let's look at the pot. And then the skillet. So I cooked, sauteed some veggies in here the other day, and then this morning I feel like the ultimate test to see if a skillet works is by frying an egg in it. And I put a little bit of cooking oil in there, and the egg flipped great. It didn't stick at all. So that was really cool, and also it cleaned up nicely. You'll see in the video I used some butter, and because I was using the jet boil is like right here, and it caused like a very kind of a hot spot right here. So if you don't have a very wide flame, you're not going to be able to use this entire pan. But if you have a camp stove that has a little bit of a wider flame, then it's going to work great. For me, for my jet boil, I just kind of cooked in this little circle area, or if the food ended up over here, I'd move it like when I was cooking pancakes. I had to kind of move it around a little bit. The handles are nice if you're picking it up like this, because that has pressure. But what I did notice is if I'm cooking, I want to be able to hold this with one hand and like scoop in, and it did that on me like more than once because I just expected to be able to hold it. So honestly, I think if there was a way, some sort of locking mechanism, it would be way safer to have this instead of like we only hold it like this, because when you're camping, you don't have a table or a lot of surface area to put stuff on, and you have to kind of multitask and move stuff around. And so not being able to like only hold this with one hand makes it a lot more difficult to cook. At least it did for me. And so yeah, I think some sort of locking mechanism to where you can just click it in place and then you know that it's stable would be great. Other than that, the pan worked awesome. It worked well with the eggs. The pancakes I cooked worked well. The jet boil made it difficult to cook the pancakes, but that was not the pan's fault. And yeah, sauteed the veggies, and again, it cleaned up real nice. And so yeah, overall, I think this is a great little set. If you're not really worried about the weight, you're not going ultra light, or if you have multiple people to feed and not just you, and you want to actually cook food and not just live on backpacking meals, I think this is a great little set, and it's very compact. I would say it would be nice if it came with some sort of because they came lined with paper here to protect the nonstick, so it'd be really cool if they had like, I don't know, like a silicone pad, like a hot pad maybe, to set in here, because once that tissue paper is gone in the packing, then you have to put your own something in there. So maybe, I guess you could put a washcloth in there or something, but you know, to keep the non-stick and make everything stay strong for a long time, you're going to want a liner in there when you do store it away and nest it. So this whole set comes with the XPot kettle, and it comes with the XPot that has a pasta drainer on the lid, and it comes with an 8-inch XPan. Nest those in there. But it is really cool how compact they get. They just all kind of sit in there nicely. And then you can lock the lid in place with that and fold these down, and you are ready to go. So it's a look at the XSet 32 from Sea to Summit.